Happy Monday. I know I'm a little late getting on, but I hope everybody had a great day and a great week. So happy Monday. So I'm just going to give it a minute and again, wish you a happy Monday. I'm happy to see you guys. I have been a little busy, missed you guys. So I'm going to just jump right in and say happy Monday. I am Dr. Terralon, your board certified family physician, speaker, author, physician, speaker, coach. I help physicians make pivotal changes so that they can build a life that allows them freedom, flexibility, and financial independence. You can find me on all social media platforms at Dr. Terralon. That's DrTerralon. And right now, I just want you to make sure you go out, like, and share this because we're going to talk about resilience today. And one of my favorite examples of that, we're going to compare it to our favorite houseplant. And I bet you didn't know that you could learn a lot about resilience and how you can be strong from your favorite houseplant. I know. But there's so many examples of that in our everyday life. And my favorite is the houseplant. So go ahead, like and share, and I promise you'll learn something. And today, also, I'm very excited that I have my book in my hand. I'm very excited. So I actually will be sharing what I have written in my book. And I'm going to actually just put, you can get a copy of it. We're in pre-sales right now. I do an official launch in a couple of weeks. So yay! Yeah, so I'm excited. Your girl is truly an author. When I say I'm an author, I really am. So I'll actually be sharing some lessons that I've learned that I know have helped other people and things that I've actually put in this book that I think will help other people. So when I say like and share, I mean it. I'm not just being, arrogant. I really think that it's some lessons that have helped me and lessons that it will help other people. So today we're going to talk about resilience. And just give me 1 second while I make sure that this is being shared not only on my page, but on my personal page. So, and I'm also going to give you a chance to share with your friends. So I try to do this actually. There's something going on where I tried to do it right before, but for some reason it didn't share. So I want to make sure that I am sharing it to my entire Facebook family. So guys, you'll have to forgive me. One second, let's see. You guys still there? Making sure you guys are still there. I know I have these one day I'm gonna be rich enough for an assistant so that I can actually have somebody do this for me. But right now, it's just me. So and hopefully, so bear with me, guys. I may have to do it a little later in the program, so I'm sorry about that. Okay. So I will, okay, hopefully it's being shared. So, all right, hopefully I didn't lose you guys. All right, so we are back on what can you learn from your houseplant? So I am going to show you my favorite houseplant and what I learned from my mom, and we're going to talk about resilience. So I like to do show and tell. So hold on 1 second. So this is my favorite houseplant. And it is huge. It's gotten huge. And if you guys have been present from when I talked about this before, this is actually called a pothos plant. And it is almost impossible to kill this plant. And I'm going to tell you why. It requires very little water. It requires very little light. I've moved probably 4 times with this plant. And you won't believe me, but I've had one that's about almost 20 years old. And I'll tell you exactly why. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it and what we can learn about this plant. It's like my favorite. I know you're like, why in the world she's so excited about this plant? Actually, I'm going to leave it right here. It's such a big plant now. And again, I'm showing you my book and what I've written in my book because I actually love talking about this plant and resilience and what we can learn about the plant. So, all right, guys. So just hold on. I'm just going to read you a few excerpts. And I want you guys, again, to, I want it to be interactive. I want you to comment, and I want you to tell me what you learned because I really enjoy your comments. So it says, and again, I'm reading. It says, my mother has quite the green thumb. She says she inherited from her grandmother. It obviously skips a generation in our family. I don't recall her mother, my maternal grandmother, having many plants. For those of you who grew up with me, my maternal grandmother, her name was Mama Nancy. Everybody called her Mama Nancy. Her name was Nancy Bentley, but we called her Mama Nancy. My grandmother didn't have a lot of plants, but my mother has a million plants. It looks like a jungle in her house. Likewise, I can't seem to remember to water the plants my mother gives me. However, when you enter my mother's home, office, or any space she frequents, expect to navigate through ficus trees, rubber plants, hanging baskets, and a number of perennial flowering plants. She even manages to keep a vegetable garden on some scale year-round, thanks to the temperate climate in Mississippi. My mother has helped me with almost every move after high school. I really needed her for the decorating because, truth be told, I have no style. And that's true, guys. I have no style. And if my mother is involved, no space is complete without, you guessed it, a plant. With her vast knowledge of horticulture, my mother found the one plant I could not kill. All right, guys. So I'm going to keep it so you can see. This is the plant. This is the plant that no matter wherever I move, this is the plant that she puts in my apartment or my house because you literally cannot kill this plant. And I'll tell you why we are talking about this plant today. All right. So this plant, oh, hey, Cousin Sandra, thanks for joining. So guys, do you know what this plant is called? This plant is called, a lot of people call this plant by a different name. It's either called a money plant. Some people call it devil's ivy. A lot of people will call it a silver vine. But it's officially called the pothos plant, Pothos, pothos. Actually, let me see if I can type it in it's called the pothos plant. If you ever want to go to Lowe's or Home Depot, and I'm not advocating for them right now, unless they pay me, but a pothos plant, or even Walmart, anywhere. You don't have to go to a formal greenhouse or anything, but they actually have it. It's called a pothos plant. So, all right, let's see. So this is, and for those parents who are sending kids off to school, you want to give them a plant. It's actually good in dorm rooms. And so let me give you the reasons why this is a great plant. And I won't read every single thing that I've written in my book because, of course, hey, I want you to get the book, right? And it's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And I'll also put it here because I want you to buy it. Let's see. I'll put it there later. But anyway, so the first reason is it's evergreen. To be an evergreen individual, you must stay relevant, right? This plant is pretty much green year round. That's what I mean by evergreen, right? It's in the winter, this plant looks just like this. And that's why I love it. I don't worry about it. If it gets a little water, doesn't get a little water, it looks just like this. It looks like this year round. This is why I think it's a perfect plant for me because I don't worry about it. I don't worry about, it looks drab. If flowers drop off, this is a great plant. So if you're a parent and you're getting ready to send somebody off to school, you're helping somebody move in, you want to give it as a great gift, this is a great plant. Don't worry about if the person is not a plant person. I'm not a plant person. And how does that relate to us as individuals? Well, to be an evergreen individual, one must stay relevant. How does one stay relevant? You stay relevant by absorbing and retaining information about whatever your chosen career is, whatever your interests are. And that's how you stay evergreen. That's what it means to be an evergreen person. If your passion is patient care, or if it's baking, if it's teaching, whatever it is, to stay evergreen, you have to stay up on the latest research, or take a class. No matter what it is, you strive to be in the best and you remain current. That is what it means to be evergreen. And so that is the lesson from this plant. And again, I have written about it in my book, and you can get it here. So, all right, that's the first lesson, right? This is an evergreen plant. We can learn how to be evergreen. We want to be evergreen people, right? We want to keep learning. We want to be the best at whatever our interests are, whatever our passion is. All right. The second lesson is that it thrives in low light. Okay. This plant is a really good, you don't need much. It doesn't need direct sunlight. It can be in a shady place, right? We can be around shady people, right? And I'm sure wherever you are or some job you've been on, there are shady people. There are shady people in your life who don't want you to succeed, right? We need to be this type of plant around those people who don't want to see us at our best, right? So we need to thrive wherever we are, because there's not always light. Sometimes we have to be that light, right? So the pothos plant grows really well in whether it's in ample light. Personally, I'd rather be around people who bring me light, but sometimes that's not always possible. So it grows in ample light or dim light. And, when it comes to be thriving in low light, sometimes hard work and therefore success are not recognized immediately. This should not deter us from working towards our goals. Recognition and praise should never be benchmark success, meaning even though we may not be around people who will celebrate our success when we're trying to thrive, then that's not who we're working, right? That's not who we're working for or what we're working for. We're not working for their praise, right? So we got to be able to thrive when we're not in places that celebrate our greatness. Okay, so that's the second lesson. Thrive even when there's not a lot of light shining on you. Okay, that time will come. All right, the third lesson from this glorious plant, I'm gonna spotlight it. Again, the lesson is in this book, I Kiss Clinical Medicine Goodbye by yours truly. And just to prove it, my name is on it. Yay. It adapts easily, right? We have to be nimble. We have to be able to adapt in situations. Because the one thing that's constant is change, right? Whether we are changing or the environment around us is changing. So I just told you that it grows in low light or well-lit areas. So sometimes you will be in a place, in a very happy place. You'll be in a place that celebrates you. You'll be in a good place. And sometimes you won't be in a great place. But you have to be able to adapt in either place, right? So these are the types of situations that you have to adapt to, right? You may recall that I told you that I've moved several times, right? This plant has survived all kinds of moves and all kinds of climates. I have lived in Mississippi. I have lived in Rhode Island, right? That's not just the East Coast, that is New England weather. It has survived New England winters. I have then moved from New England straight to Texas. So heat, and you know what? Texas has two, I'm sorry to offend my Texans, but I can talk about it now that I've lived there. It has hot and hotter. Those are the two seasons in Texas. I don't know. I still love it. And then I have lived in the mid-Atlantic on the East Coast. So, you know, this is an awesome plant. It has grown. Now, it has changed. It has changed shapes, but it has adapted. It has looked a little leggy. It has been evergreen, but it has the green, the shades of green may have changed, and I'm like, ooh, I may need to repot this. So, but it has definitely adapted. And these are the lessons that I want you to learn from this plant. It is resilient. Last but not least, it is resilient. I can tell you that I have neglected this plant more times than I can count, not on purpose, just because life gets busy. And, you know, sometimes the water gets scarce, because sometimes I forget, you know, when I first got the plant, I was a student. I was not married. But I went from a student to a family. And so my life has changed, and so is this plant with me. But this plant has hung in there. So this is a resilient plant. And that's what I want you to be, because life will change around you. The people around you will change. Your resources may change. And that's what it was. The water that I was feeding this plant, the amount, the frequency I was feeding this plant, the pot that it was supposed to thrive in has changed. So sometimes I was good to it, sometimes I wasn't. So you have to learn to be good. And guys, just in case, I'm not seeing your comments, I'll go back and see it, because I'm using StreamYard. But I really want you to take these lessons to heart. Again, these are lessons that we're supposed to be learning from our houseplants. So I'll go over them again. And again, they're in my book. I Kiss Clinical Medicine Goodbye, a guide for physicians or anyone who wants to pivot to a career that helps them. So number one, this plant is evergreen. We want to remain evergreen. We always want to be learning. We always want to be the best at whatever we have decided what our chosen field or our passion is. Just keep learning. Number two, it thrives in low light. No matter what the situation, we're not always going to be in a fertile place or fertile ground, but we have to thrive and be planted firmly wherever we are and thrive there. It adapts easily. The one thing that changes is constant. So, I'm sorry, the one thing that is constant is change. So as life changes around us, then we need to adapt with it and continue to grow and thrive. So, you know, those should be our goals, and hold fast to those goals, right? And then we need to adapt, be able to adapt easily and be nimble when change is happening, just like this plant, because we are not always going to be in the best of situations. And last but not least, be resilient, right? Because that's what this is all about. We're not always going to receive what we need from others. Sometimes we're going to have to dig deep within and be strong, but we can do it. We can do it. I'm going to give you some examples of resilience. I mean, Oprah Winfrey survived years of sexual abuse, at the loss of a child, being fired, and she was actually told she was unfit for TV. Michael Jordan has said he has missed more than 9,000 shots in his career. We don't think about that. And he also says on 26 occasions he was entrusted to take the game-winning shot and he missed. So, but those are the things that actually helped propel him to success, right? Because he did take those shots. You just have to keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward. Those are the things. Those examples of resilience actually propel us towards success, right? And we need to, last but not least, we also need to, when we think about resilience, we definitely need to change our perspective when it comes to adversity, right? So we need to choose to see our setbacks as opportunities for growth, right? So a chance to strengthen our skill set. If we don't have the tools, and yes, I'm reading from my book because I want you guys to get this, because I don't want you to think it's just for doctors or people in my field. It's for you too. I want you to get it for your kids, your friends, because these are life lessons. These are just things that I think are important to share with you. So again, we must choose to see setbacks as opportunities for growth, a chance to strengthen our skill set. If we don't have tools ourselves to solve the problem immediately, challenges may be opportunities to build our social and professional networks. By expanding our networks, we increase diversity of thought. Everybody talks about diversity and thinks about it's just about diversity amongst people, but sometimes we have to change. When you meet new people, you diversify thoughts. People change the way you think, and you're like, wish I thought of that, right? It's a chance to diversify thought and strengthen our problem-solving skills and resources. By changing our perspective, embracing the problem, establishing a plan, and taking action, the saying holds true. The setback was merely a setup for a comeback. I'll say that again. A setback is merely a setup for a comeback. So this plant right here, I'm telling you, the many times that I have forgotten to water it, put it in a decent place with lights, it has been attacked by bugs. I mean, it has been through it all, but this plant has remained resilient. So I just want to, it's just one of my favorite illustrations. The one reason I included it in my book. I want you guys to go pre-order it. I will be doing a book launch on July 21st. Online, it'll be online, Facebook, so you guys are involved. A book launch is just merely a party. It's a formal party. Yay! 12 noon Eastern. You'll see some flyers. Guys, I'm really excited. Thank you for your time. I really want you to like and share. If you missed it, please go back and do the replay. This is one live that I'm excited about. I've read to you from my book, and I'm talking about how this mirror houseplant right here is actually teaches us a lot about resilience, because it's a resilient plant. And again, when I talk to you, I don't talk to you just because I'm, a physician. I really talk to you as a human being with some life lessons that I've learned. I don't pretend to be the guru. I'm just sharing some things. I've been very fortunate to have people who have poured into me. God has placed some amazing people on my path, and I just feel like I need to share this with you all as well. And hopefully you learned something and you've been helped. So, all right, guys, am I missing some comments? I always apologize just because, I'm still learning my technology. So I'm going to post my, book link here so that you guys, let's see. Nope, that's not it. Sorry. Hold on. Okay, let's try this again and see if I am able to, yes, I am able to post the link for my book. There it is. Hopefully you guys got that. You can just click on the link for the book. You can order it now. It'll be available on Amazon really, really soon, on the 21st. So the book is $20. It's $5 for shipping. If you order directly from me, then I can write a personal message. And again, here it is. I have it. Right now we're in pre-sale, so it may be a month before you get it. I'm very, very excited. If you missed the replay on this one, please go back and play it. Please go back and share it. I'm talking about what I learned from my houseplant. It's a little bit of a funny story, but I think it's something you can share with your kids. I love talking about this houseplant. I actually love this houseplant. I only have one plant in my house, and that's this one. And it's because it is so resilient. It takes little water, again, for those of you who missed it. Very little water, very little light. It's evergreen. And those are all human qualities that I think we all should possess because, I think it's an amazing plant. And I think if you look around just in life, God provides those little examples that we can learn from. And I think this houseplant is a great one. Also, for those of you who are looking of examples, speaking of examples, I'll have a couple of guests this week who are doing it. And when I say that, I'm always talking to you about creating a life of freedom, flexibility, and financial independence. And these are, I'll bring on two docs who saw that traditional medicine wasn't working the way that they wanted it, that they needed it to work in their lives. And so they became entrepreneurs, or something happened to them that forced them to think about how to go about medicine another way or how to serve another way. And their names are Dr. Brandy Bolin and Dr. Jared Patton. And you can go, if you want to Google them, you can, but I'll, again, look on my page for their announcements. I'll be talking to them Tuesday and Wednesday night right here. I'm inspired by them, and hopefully they will inspire you as well. But I love to talk to docs that think outside the box, that are entrepreneurs. They're also authors. It's just a way of thinking, because I want you to think that way. I want people to see the possibilities, right? I want you to see the possibilities. If something is not working for you, don't wait for life to happen to you. I want you to go out and make things happen. Okay. But thank you for spending the time with me. I'm Dr. Terralon, your board certified family physician, speaker, author, and career transition coach. I help physicians make pivotal changes so that they can create lives of freedom, flexibility, and financial independence. You can find me on all social media platforms at Dr. Terralon. That's DrTerralon. And I want you to go out and buy my book that has been published. And it's here. That's my name. I put the link in the chat. I will be doing a book launch. I want you to also put on your calendars July 21st, 12 noon, for my friends who are in Central Time Zone. And I know I have friends in Central Time Zone because I'm from Mississippi. Yay, I just left my happy place. That's 11 a.m. your time. So it's a big party. The book will actually be on sale at a discounted price. You'll be able to get an ebook then from Amazon at a really, really discounted price that time. And you can help me become a bestseller during that time on July 21st. So guys, thank you for being with me. If you missed it, again, please look at the replay. There's some great lessons there. I also read you excerpts from the book. So hopefully it'll make you want to buy it, or buy it from a friend. It's not just for doctors. You can also, I'd love to come speak to you or your church, your school, your friends. But anyway, love you guys. Thank you for your time today. Be well.